Dane County is hoping to upgrade its emergency siren system network with a $3 million budget proposal announced today.
The release from the Office of the County Executive says the upgrade includes each of the 141 sirens in Dane County. NBC 15's Colton Molesky spoke with officials to find out what an upgrade like this would entail. Colton?
John, Maria, I'm told the current system is roughly a decade old. The proposed budget announced today would update the tech around the emergency sirens, layering in a new system over several months. In Wisconsin, extreme weather can happen at any time during any season, illustrated last week by multiple confirmed tornadoes touching down in southern Wisconsin. As the year draws to a close, Dane County Executive Joe Parisi announces a budget proposal to update the emergency sirens system network.
We have $3 million in the proposed 2023 budget to update the brains of these and make sure that everything has the latest technology.
Dane County Emergency Management's Rick Lang says the update would apply to the tech at the 141 sirens across the county.
It's replacing the computer controlling software. It's replacing all that monitoring software.
Lang says if the budget is approved, there will be no drop in coverage during a system overhaul.
While the new siren control systems are going up, we will maintain the existing siren control system as well. So we'll run 2 redundant systems so that we don't have any gap in coverage.
Both Lang and Parisi added the reason for such an extensive upgrade is to keep the tech current and the community safe.
Our priority has always been the citizens of Dane County, the visitors to Dane County. This is one in a system of warnings for people.
And we want to make sure everything stays current, that everything speaks to the National Weather Service and speaks to each other in the way it needs to be.
Now, the county executive's office says the budget is being reviewed by the county board. In December, Dane County will solicit vendors for the project after the budget passes, and the goal is the completion of software replacement in the third quarter of 2023. In studio, Colton Molesky, NBC 15 News.